My guy. Alright, so I'm going to tell you what I meant when I said that the churches be sugarcoating stuff, and that's why you need to go read the Bible for yourself and do research by yourself and find the hidden books that was taken out of the Bible. First and foremost, the church don't tell you who the real Jews are. Why is that? Because they don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. For example, the curses that's in chapter Deuteronomy in the Bible tells you who the true Jews are. These was the curses put upon his people. Slavery and captivity. You will have no power against your enemies. Sent back to Egypt by ships. Exiled in the land of their enemies. Scattered among all nations. Lost of knowledge of who they really are. And will be called everything except the children of Israel and the Hebrew Israelites. Will be packed up in prisons and jails. Will be the mostly oppressed. And a lot of them will be caught up in religions. Different ones other than the ones that contain of him. Who does those people sound like to you? It doesn't take a genius to know who the Bible is talking about when it comes to that chapter and who the chosen people are. And this 12 tribes of Israel chart has been debunked so many times. For example, this don't even make sense. Judah, the American blacks. He said his people would be scattered all across the world, not just in one spot. This chart is completely wrong. The 12 tribes of Israel are all from African descent. Read the Bible, it'll literally tell you. And the dude who made this chart said that he made this chart to make more monies by bringing in Mexicans and other races to make them feel like they was wanted in the 12 tribes. Because he wanted more money. And not enough black people was trying to listen to who they really was. Them curses are specifically talking about our people. For example, African descent, Afro-Hispanic, Afro-Dominican, Afro-Puerto Ricans, African Americans, and anybody else that's of African descent. You are a part of the 12 tribes. A lot of people say that they worship God, but I need to know which God you talking about. Because the God in the Bible said that his name is Yah, our Elohim. And a lot of y'all saying, why does this have to be about race? It's not even that it's about race, but race is what's going to tell you who the true people is. It has nothing to do with being racist or being more superior. It's the fact that the truth needs to be heard, and my people need to find out who they really is. They always said if you wanted to hide information from the black community, put it in a book, because they don't like to read. A lot of y'all say he's a spirit, he doesn't see color. But in the Bible, he tells you that his spirit is the color of jasper and sardine stone. And that's why everybody knows that black people was the first one on this earth, because he literally made them in his image, the color of his spirit. I'm tired of the lies and the graven images. Y'all don't want to believe that the Middle East was a part of Africa, but they switched up the maps. Even though the verses are right in front of you, y'all would say he any color except black.
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. In case you're new here, my name is Maren.
And I'm Maureen.
Right, so guys, in today's episode, you're going to be featuring a creator who's quite popular amongst you. A lot of you love her. So if you want to follow her work, you can follow her on TikTok at Anya Haircard, right?
Right.
So in today's video, guys, she's gonna be talking about some Bible truths and what she has discovered throughout the years she's been studying the Bible.
Right. And for this matter, palm-colored people, some pale-colored people, they do not want to accept that Jesus was anything but white, you know. And for this reason, Anya says she had stopped doing this type of content because of how much intimidation she was getting and the threats she was getting, right? So let's watch this video as she drops some truth bombs on the palm-colored people, and then we come back and talk about it. You can also consider subscribing if you're new to our channel, and leave us a comment on what you think about this video. Let's watch.
In Revelation, it says his head and his hairs were white like wool.
My God, you're going to learn today that you're trying to race bait people by lying on scripture and you don't even know what you just read. But we're going to take a look at it. First of all, they need to tighten them rubber bands down in your mouth a little bit more so you can't speak about the Bible whatsoever. And I'm going to show everybody why they shouldn't listen to you. This you in a video where somebody asks if you're a Christian, you said you're not and give some type of stupid religious comment. Oh, it's about relationship. I'm not a Christian. Yeah, we know you're not a Christian. I'm going to show everybody why. How about this video, y'all? Don't start that crazy shit once I give you the D. And then, oh, look at you so proud of it. Then you go on to go in convulsions and all that mess. Yeah, you're so Christian-like. We know you ain't a Christian. Or this one, YB ran this hoe. Oh, she's a killer. Yeah, a fake killer, fake Christian. She's a fake all of it. Look at her titties all hanging out. Yeah, we know. Now we're going to get to the verse where y'all lie about, just try to paint Jesus out a black man and not a white man like it really even matters. You don't even know Jesus. You need to worry about who he is before you worry about the color of his skin. But I'm going to take you to scripture and show you how you misrepresent the word of God. So my God, you ain't nothing but a fraud. And anybody that listens to you after knowing who you are is right there along with you. Y'all need to go join the circus because you definitely don't represent anything Christianity is about. You said you're not a Christian yourself. And then you try to race bait people about the color of Jesus' skin like that even matters. Nobody thinks he was white. But it doesn't matter if he was. What if he was? What matters is his spirit. Do you have that? And clearly you do not. So once you go run YB and kill somebody like your video and go celebrate how about you can get the D. But stop putting the name of Jesus in your mouth while trying to represent him the way you do. You ain't nothing but a clown. You need to hush it.
My guy. Well, that was a lot. But it was honestly like a lot of nothing. First of all, I'm gonna start out by saying don't ever disrespect my guy, okay? Don't ever disrespect it like that. And another thing, I can't understand, like, I don't know if you trying to be a gangster preacher or I don't know what you're trying to do here. Like, trying to talk about my braces and all the extra stuff. Like, I'm so lost. Because you said all that and didn't disprove anything from my video. So I'm kind of confused. Do you have a personal problem with me? Like, are you mad that I know more than people who fake being holy? Like, I'm confused. Because no matter if I'm a sinner or not a sinner, I'ma still come on this page and tell the truth. I don't care how you feel. I don't care how anybody feels. I'm still gonna speak the truth. I don't care what sin I'm in. Most of the people that got something to say about me is people who've been in church for many years and are mad at the fact that I be knowing more than them. Okay, so this guy says that I want to teach things out the Bible. Now, let's not forget that I teach a lot of things out the Bible. But for some odd reason, he had the most problem with the Jesus being black and God's spirit being black. But if skin color didn't matter, you wouldn't have chose that exact video. And if it didn't matter, it wouldn't have been written. So all of that emotional outburst that you have towards me and personal feelings or vendetta, it still didn't refute the truth. You did all that, but still didn't prove what I said wrong. I know that I'm a sinner. Not once have I ever said I was perfect. I sin a lot, actually. But that's something God gonna have to work with me on. I can care less about how y'all feel about me. I'ma still speak the truth, whether if anybody listens to me or if nobody listens to me. Because guess what? It only takes that one person to listen to me. It only takes one person to want to know the truth. You too busy actually mad that the Messiah was black, that you not focusing on the message and on the truth of what I was saying, because you too focused on me. You too focused on the messenger. So like I said, I'm not perfect, but show me one human that is. See, because all your video did was show your true purpose. You really trying to convince yourself that you're not racist. And the fact that the white savior is being taken and revealed as a lie, it's eating you up. And that skinhead look that you got on, that thrives off of white power, is not helping you either. If my video didn't bother you so much, why speak on it? If you said skin color don't matter anyway, so, okay. So it's okay for y'all to put out this fake image of a white Jesus. But as soon as I come out with the truth, it's a problem. Or skin color don't matter. It's a joke. So you say that I'm race baiting, but the image always been put out as European. But there wasn't 1 ounce of race baiting when y'all did that. See, because you and others can come for me personally, but that don't bother me at all. Because the truth gonna always prevail, no matter who telling it. And if you can't oppose it, then maybe you need to do the searching on that instead of me. And as for me being gangster, I'll never claim. But one thing about me and mines, we'll never start a war, but we'll always be prepared for one. So maybe you could say I'm a gangster for telling the truth. See, because the gun is my mouth, and the ammunition is the Bible, and the lost books. See, the ammunition is the truth. And boy, don't the truth hurt. My guy. You are most definitely wrong, because if it didn't matter, it wouldn't have been written. So a lot of people would like to know, what color is Jesus? What color is God's Spirit? So let's talk about it. And before I get started, please understand that this is not about the color, but it's about the truth. Yes, the Messiah was a black man, and God made his son in his image. God says in the Bible that his spirit is the color of jasper, sardine stone. In Revelation, it says his head and his hairs were white like wool. This is the color of white woolly hair. Who the only ones with woolly hair that stand out from the rest of the people? Black people. It said his feet was unto the color of fine brass, burnt in a furnace. Now this picture is the color of fine brass burnt in a furnace. Extremely black. The Messiah was a very, very dark man. And I know a lot of y'all like to say, no, he's Middle Eastern. So if y'all believe that he's Middle Eastern, then y'all should know that the Middle East was a part of Africa, right? Full of black people. Dark black people. Wait, but y'all love to say, no, he's an olive skin color. Well, let me tell you something. I only know 2 different color olives. The green olive and the dark black olive. So tell me which one it is. There's pictures from the 13th century of a black Messiah and black saints. To be honest, almost everybody in the Bible was black. And a lot of them had locks. That's why I'm kind of glad that a lot of us are coming back to our roots. A lot of us are starting to get locks. Because it's really a part of who we are. So the Messiah had hair like wool that was as white as snow. He was the color of fine brass burnt in a furnace. He was from the Middle East, which back in those times was Northeast Africa. So I don't know who this man is or what agenda they trying to put out. Even if they didn't believe that the Messiah was black, the least they could have did was make the hair white, make the eyes red. Like I don't know who they thought they was fooling with that image. Like that's the true deception of Christ. Most of those people in the Bible was blacker than coal. And a lot of them would tell you that their skin is black upon them. And please understand that this is not racist. It's the truth. And all I want to do is wake my people up to who they really are. Because we are more important than y'all ever know. My guy. Yeah, and a lot of people was in my comments saying, don't say that Jesus is black, he white. Let me tell you one of the stories in the Bible, which lets you know that the people in the Bible was black. Alright, so there was a miracle that Moses did when he hit the stick and the stick turned into a snake. But that wasn't just a wow type of miracle. So God decided to give him another miracle. Moses put his hand inside his bosom and he took out his hand, and his hand was white as snow. For that to be a miracle, he had to be very dark. And not only that, there's another story in the Bible from a woman named Miriam. She spoke against her brother Moses, and God punished her by giving her leprosy. Leprosy in the Bible means white. He turned her whole skin white, and that was her punishment. I don't know what that tells you, but just let me stop before y'all start saying I'm racist and all type of stuff. I ain't got time. Anyways, please read the Bible. Y'all gotta read the Bible for yourself, I'm telling you. And also find the hidden books that was taken out. But all I'm trying to say, for the ones who read the Bible and know exactly what I'm talking about, do not come in the comments if you ain't never read the Bible in your life. You can't try to come into the comments and try to tell somebody if you only read 2 verses out of the Bible. But for the ones who have read the Bible, if God turned somebody white as a punishment, and he also turned Moses' hand white as a miracle, these people had to be very dark. That's why he said that his son was the color of brass burnt in a furnace. Anybody know when you put something in an oven or a furnace, it gets dark, 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 dark. Shoot, the word burnt should let you know. But for some reason, everybody would think that Jesus was every color except black. And the verses be right in front of them. It's like y'all don't want Jesus to be black so bad, and that actually shows a lot of people's racism. Because y'all be so quick to say, he's olive skin color. Or he's like a light brown. What are you talking about? What verse are you reading, my guy? I need to know the verses that you read it. And then they like to say, he's Middle Eastern. Middle Eastern ain't a race. And not only that, if you check the old maps from back in the day, The Middle East was a part of Africa. It was not called the Middle East. It was a part of Northeast Africa. But they didn't want people to know that Jesus was black so bad that they gave it its own place called Middle Eastern. And now they got y'all running around calling him Middle Eastern. Because they don't want you calling him African. Because Lord forbids that they worship a black Messiah, a black Jesus. And not only that, his real name not even Jesus, it's Yahshua. J wasn't even in the dictionary. Man, just research. My guy. Honestly, I wasn't even finna say nothing, but I'm so sick of the lies that people keep telling y'all. So since you think you know the word so much, let me tell you what the Bible actually say. Revelations 1:14. His head and hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire. White like wool. What race do you know that has woolly hair? Genesis 1:27. So God created man in his own image. Everybody knows the first people on this earth was black people. Revelations 1:15. And his feet was unto fine brass that was burnt in a furnace. That's the color of fine brass burnt in a furnace. In Job 30:30, he says, my skin is black upon me. Lamentations 5:10. Our skin was black like an oven. And my favorite line is when I say that Jesus is black, they say, he's not black, he's Middle Eastern, a light brown color. In the Bible, it clearly states that there's nothing light about him. And it's sad that a lot of y'all don't know y'all history. If you knew your history like you supposed to, you would know that the Middle East was a part of Africa. Also, Egypt was full of dark black people there during those times. And that's exactly where they said they had to hide the Messiah. You really think they can hide a white man or a light-skinned man in the middle of a place that's full of black people? No. The Middle East was a part of Northeast Africa. Those people was dark complected. Nothing light about them. In Revelations 4:3, God said the color of his spirit was the color of jasper sardis stone. This is the color of jasper sardis stone, which makes common sense why the first people were black on this earth. His image. And another thing, Israel is located in Northeast Africa. How do y'all not know that the real Jews, Hebrew Israelites, are black people? Even the bloodlines show that black people are the real Jews. I know y'all remember this man. He used to be the president of Egypt. He said Israel will always be at war, and there'll never be peace in the Middle East, because the Jews will never be able to live there in peace. The ones that's claiming to be the Jews now, because they left there black and came back white. And our blood type proves everything this man is saying. I didn't make this video to make anybody mad, but y'all need to stop lying. Because y'all already know I'm going to come on here and tell the truth. And I don't care how anybody feel. I mean, it's cool. I know the truth is the new hate. They even whitewashed his name, Jesus. His real name is Yahshua. Just read chapter Deuteronomy in the Bible. The curses go exactly with the black community. I plead my case. My guy. Alright, so someone asked if I could talk about the actual calendar and the real new year. So first I'm going to start off by telling y'all that there are actually 13 months. And if you pay attention, all of it makes sense. Remember how I told y'all that us and nature are connected? We're all connected. This is what I mean by that. So actually listen to what I'm about to say. The moon cycles every 28 days. And if you pay attention, when a woman is pregnant, they only count her pregnancy every 28 days. And they count by 4 weeks. 4 weeks in this month, 4 weeks in that month. And that's why when you count the weeks, it go by 7, 14, 21, 28. And the reason why I say we actually have 13 months is because if we have 13 months instead of 12, each month will have 28 days. So not only do the moon have a 28-day cycle, but don't us women have a 28-day cycle when it comes to our period? Not only that, God calls the moon a her. So the moon itself is represented as a female. So you got the women's menstrual cycle that's every 28 days, just like the moon cycle is every 28 days. So the moon is represented as a she, and it has a 28-day cycle, just like us, females, we have a 28-day cycle. Keep up. I'm trying to show you how we connected to nature. The only month that's actually truthful that we go by is February. That's the only month that actually has 28 days. All those other months, if all those months go to 28 days instead, it will make an extra month that will also have 28 days. So we will have 13 months that all have 28 days, which is actually for the missing month that we are supposed to have. April 1st, which is April Fool's, is symbolic to them fooling you into thinking that January 1st is the actual new year. But like I told y'all, we are connected to nature. Nature shows us that the real new year is in spring. Nature shows us that the real new year is when the earth starts to come alive again. The trees, the grass, and the flowers begin to blossom and grow back. Our energy is connected to nature. Our energy actually begins to shift with nature also. The new year is actually based off the seasons. And spring is the new season. January is not the new year. This is all some fake stuff that's going on, and they got y'all programmed. Like, for real, how could January be the new year and it ain't representing no change? No new life, no growth. We are connected to nature. No matter what y'all try to lie about, what lies they put into y'all, or what y'all don't want to believe in, no matter what you want to believe in, we connected to nature regardless of what y'all say. God created us, God created nature. We are supposed to align with each other. 13 months instead of 12 will be exactly 28 days in each month. The first will always be a Monday, and the 28th will always be a Sunday. Every month will have exactly 4 weeks, and we will properly align ourselves with the moon cycle. Moon cycle, 28 days. Menstrual cycle, 28 days. Days of the month, 28 days. September came from an old Roman word called septem, meaning 7, which was originally the 7th month. October came from the Latin and Greek word oct, meaning 8, which was originally the 8th month. November came from the Latin word novem, meaning 9, which was originally the 9th month. December came from the Latin word decem, meaning 10, which was originally the 10th month. So September is actually the 7th month. October is actually the 8th month. Why do you think they call it an octopus an octopus? Oct stands for 8. An octopus has 8 tentacles. They call it an octopus for a reason, because it stands for 8 at the beginning. November is really the 9th month, and December is actually the 10th month. So for us to call September the 9th month, October the 10th month, and so on, that's a bold-faced lie, because it's not true. What I'm trying to tell y'all is at the end of the day, nature tells us the real time. And God made us the way we are and made nature the way it is for a reason. And we supposed to properly align with nature. Y'all have to realize we didn't have clocks and stuff back then. We followed nature. Nature told us the time. And until this day, nature tells us the time. God made us the way we are for a reason, the same way he made nature the way it is for a reason. So like I always said, Romans 3 and 4, let God be the truth and every man a liar.
So guys, welcome back. Let us know what you think about the videos just played you in the comment section. You know, I find that people who have to pass across their message by calling out people out of their names or attacking how they look, I feel like there's always a way you can communicate. Why are you so angry? If you believe you're right, just come with your evidence and proof and pass your message across. Educate people if that is what you want. But the guy who was attacking her came for her looks, and he thought by doing that he would be right. No, things don't work like that.
Yeah, because out of all the things the palm-colored man said, he said a lot of things, but none of them made sense. Because all he did was attack this woman and did not disprove the facts that she had laid forward.
Right.
And you know what I found even more interesting is you attack her by how she looks, yet you want to give her the whatever he's saying he was going to give her.
And also, hypocrites. You attack how she looks, yet you look the way you do. You know what I'm saying? From his appearance, since you're judging by that, he's attacking.
Maybe this guy likes this woman and he just couldn't come out and say, I like you. I didn't know what you were saying and you have educated me. Maybe his shockers were shocked when he found out that Jesus was black. He decided
a tantrum to get her attention, which he did.
He did, but not in a right way.
Right. And then another thing also I want to talk about, right? Was it last year? I think it was last year when the news broke of Jesus being black, when Putin was doing that, and then a lot of researchers started going into this, and I'm like, just like as we said in our other episode, at the end of the day, I feel like the higher being is the only one who knows the truth about this situation, because people believe in who they do. And let me just talk about this. Religion is a very tricky thing, and it's very difficult for you to have grown up and be told that your savior looks like this, and then you come out and realize he also looks a certain way. And then also let me take you back into some things, guys. For those who are watching from abroad, here in Africa, before the colonization started and before the colonizers came into Africa, as you know, Africa has a lot of tribes. You get what I'm saying? Different people, and all these different people, they all their own version of God.
Yes, but what was common to all of them, they all believed in a higher being that was more higher than us, a higher being who was more powerful than us but watched over us.
Yeah, another thing, all these communities had different names for the God they worship.
Because of the different languages, of course.
For example, the community we come from are called Luos. Luos call God Nyasai. That's our local mother tongue, and that is what we call God, and that is what our ancestors did. That is what they called God. For the Kikuyus, I don't know, I can't remember.
Ngai.
Yeah, for the Kikuyus it was Ngai. Nigerians all together have different tribes, in which
I think they're one of the countries with the most tribes in Africa.
Right, and all these tribes also had their own version of God, until colonization happened and we were all unified by the same religion. Not all of us, but Christianity and Muslim. But in Africa, it's majority Christians. We were all unified by one religion. We were all told to call God and Jesus, right?
Yes, and we were also told we should listen to our elders, and we should. Sometimes priests use religion to impoverish people.
We should not love money.
Yeah, you are taught to
love poverty instead. Anyway, what am I saying, guys? There's different versions out there. And so when you're doing your research, you're doing it because you want to learn more, right? So Anya Hekard is someone who does that. She teaches people what she has learned, and for some reason, the palm color people
feel offended when she comes out with her research,
and some of them come out to threaten her. So she stopped doing that kind of content, right? And you know what else fascinated me, guys? When there's a clip of her, she was talking about we actually have 13 months, not 12, and there's a reason why. People keep on hiding some truths, and they keep on lying to others. So what was the reason for the colonizers to say we have 12 months instead of 13? And
what was their reason? Because they changed the whole clan of Jesus to be white. They also changed the whole characters in the most characters in the Bible, and even Moses. The only person I knew was white was when Lazarus caught the leprosy disease. That was the only time I knew he was white. But other people, So right now, even me, I'm coming into some certain information that are making me question the very existence of whatever we've grown up seeing and learning.
Right.
Because even our books, Jesus would be drawn with we call them Christian education CRE. Our books, Jesus would be drawn with with that
Christian religious education. It's actually it was in our systems. Right now I don't know what the kids study.
Yes, so these books would literally have Jesus with that falling hair, you know, with the blue eyes, you know, and only to come and find out what was his name? Da Vinci. Da Vinci was the one who drew his uncle and presented him to us as Jesus.
Yeah, and then guys, another thing that fascinates me, there's a lot of things that fascinates me, and one of them is Ethiopia, the country that was never colonized.
Is very mysterious yet intriguing at the same time.
Exactly. That is a country
holds so much mystery.
Right, and do you know, up to now, Ethiopia does not, like in terms of internet, it has not been corrupted by technology. Because
I think that one you're speaking of Eritrea, because
no,
I think Ethiopia is further ahead, although it doesn't have much internet.
Yeah, you can't compare Ethiopia to Kenya, Nigeria, South
Things
Africa,
like
you know.
that.
But Ethiopians who live abroad, they're always on social media, and even at that, you have to be doing very specific type of content for you to come across that community, you know. And you know, guys, when you talk about Jews, you know, Ethiopia, there's a ethnic group in Ethiopia that
considers themselves Jews,
exactly,
and practice Judaism. Is that the religion? Is that okay?
That one,
they practice the religion. Yes.
Yeah. So what fascinates me about Ethiopia is, you know, the fact that they have their own calendar, they have their own
right now they're in
2017, and the rest of us, the world, we are rushing to 20s,
wherever it is we are going.
Yeah, like it's a competition, you know. But Ethiopians seem to be living in a time, what do you call it? That one, I think, I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say, but that one, they seem to be living
time lapse,
right? Whatever you call it, you know,
they're slowly moving.
Yeah. So when people hear, it doesn't, even some people up to date cannot explain how Ethiopia is in 2017 and the rest of the world, what we all have in common is that we all share the same.
Yeah, unless they're practicing with this calendar that Ania Hekad says of 13 months and all of that, 28 days, the 28th day being the last day of the month.
Right.
So unless they're practicing
and
that calendar,
the fact that they were never colonized. So you know, places like Kenya and the rest of Africa where we were forced to learn the white man's way and their religion, that could explain why Ethiopians weren't exposed to that. You know? So there's a lot of mystery and truths that are hidden in the land of Ethiopia right now when you go, that if you want to discover some of these things also, that's a very great country to study, you know.
Anyway, guys, let us know what you think about this episode. But personally, I really usually do enjoy listening to creators like Ania Hekad because she has information that not everybody has, you know. So let us know what you think about this episode. Also consider subscribing if you're new to our channel, and we'll see you on our next episode.